All right, and welcome to today's show. Today's show is all about the RGBlink Mini, and if we can cut to this camera, I want to cut to this camera, the above camera right now. You can see we have a Mini right here set up. We're actually going to get into some demos, and I'm actually do some live demonstrations, but I always like to caution my audience, and the big caution that I like to give them is that I am not the professional video producer here. I'm kind of the talent, I'm the runner of the company, I got the big vision thing. When it comes to actually producing a show, I count on other talented people to do it for me. Today's show is being presented by Oliver. He's the main man running the TriCaster. We also have an RGBlink fully hooked up on the table right here with all the stuff that's going here. And I just want to go into, if we could, before we get started, can we pivot that camera to show the stuff that's over here? What we've got going over here is we have an RGBlink Mini, we have a Ptz camera from Ptz Optics, and over here we've got a LiveU Solo. So we're actually going to show you how all these products can work together, but I'm going to save that for the end of the show because the one thing I've learned when I try to do product demonstrations is when I mess them up, I get all flustered and then it ruins my whole pacing for the whole show. So please hang on to the end of the show because I am going to do this really great presentation demonstration. So RGBlink, I want to get into it first. There's two flavors of the RGBlink. There's the RGBlink Mini and the Mini Plus. Now both look exactly the same exact form factor. And the difference is the guts and the brains that's inside, the technology can be unleashed. So all of them, 4 input, 4 HDMI ins, 1 HDMI out, plus a USB out. They also have a network connectivity. You can do large buttons that make it so easy to operate. It's got the T-bar, super easy to use, some menus you can drill down to get to other features. And like I said, the RGBlink Mini is $299. The Mini Plus is $499. I want to get a little more into the differences between the two. And if we could bring this chart up full screen, I first want to go over two sets of things that both can do. Both can do transitions, so you can do wipes, corner wipes, fades, pushes, center wipes, center outs. They both can do picture-in-picture, Mini or Mini Plus. But when you get into the Plus, you get 3 really cool features. Feature number 1 that's so special is that you can actually do Ptz Camera Control. So we've done some videos on Ptz Camera Control. We're not going to go into that today, but you can control up to 4 Ptz cameras from the RGBlink Mini. Second feature that's so important, they call it logo. I call it the ability to bring in a graphic and to have that graphic be superimposed over video. You need to be using that expose software that you run on a laptop, and the laptop connects to your RGBlink directly by Ethernet connection. They also have a Chroma Key feature, which is the weatherman effect, like what we do back here, where you can be on a green screen and you can have someone standing in front of that green screen to put them in a virtual set, and that also requires the expose software, which we'll get to a little later. But for $299, the Mini is a tremendous product that can bring multi-camera into solutions you have that maybe weren't multi-camera before. It's also a great standalone solution. It can work with Zoom. It can work with other products and encoders, which we're going to go into later. But the Mini Plus for $200 more gives you 3 key features that I love: Chroma Key, superimposing of graphics, Ptz Control. All right. One of the things that I really love about this product is it's so easy to use and easy to learn. Now, I want to talk about that a little bit because I want to be honest, and that is the basic operation of the unit could not be easier. It's more straightforward. The buttons are big on top and stuff like that. Some of the more advanced features have screens that you got to dive into, but the interface actually gives you a good way that you can see where those screens are. So if I was going to get into a picture-in-picture mode, as you can see here on this screen, there's different picture-in-picture modes that I can go through to select the picture-in-picture mode I want. I'm not going into that now because I'm going to do it later. They're actually very easy to use, but when you're doing a live production, you got to kind of be thinking ahead of where you're going to bring them in. All right. We talked about the Expose software before. It's very, very cool. It runs on your laptop. You bring it directly, connects directly to your RGBlink. There's been some videos that are online about it, so I don't want to go too far into it. Anything you could do with the RGBlink, you could do with the Expose, plus it gives you other features. It gives you a lot of in-depth controls that are really cool that you can drill into. Love the software. I think it makes the product even easier to use, and any laptop hooks up to it. The one thing I will remind you that you have to do sometimes is sometimes you have to power the unit up and down again for it to find itself on the network connection. Just because you used it one time doesn't mean it's automatically going to remember it the first time you hooked it up. Now, it might for the next 3 or 4 times, but one time it's not going to. All you have to do is power up and down, and it finds it 100% of the time. Now we actually, we did find a great little video. So guess what? I wasn't sure if the guys found this clip. Oliver found this. Let's roll a little video that talks a little bit more about the Xpose software.
First thing I want to stress is this is camera 1 facing me, but I can also control my switching right in the Xpose software. Right there, and there's my camera 2 shot of Adam. That panning and tilting capability that PTZ cameras have, if I hit these, I'm now controlling my PTZ camera. So if I want to bring this up a little, but if I go up here, you'll see I have focus controls as well as zoom. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and there I am. And if I wanted to focus that, I would actually just play with these controls here. And you can see that's all happening under camera 1. I could do the same with camera 2 on this drop down as well.
We have the unit on the table running, but I just want to show you how nice and small the box is. It's a nice little compact presentation box like that. So just thought I'd show that to you. Let's go back to the presentation. Now I want to talk about some of the ways that the RGBlink Mini or Mini Plus can be integrated and used for presentations. One of the things I think it's really cool for is like a cooking show or a business presentation where maybe there's or training, where maybe you're going to have a camera on top like we do to show people what's going on, and then you're going to mix in a camera that's your talent. It's great at doing that. Also, the other thing that I love about it is you can also have a laptop's HDMI out going into it, so now you can bring your presentation. Now, when I go to the Zoom thing, we're going to go into why I think that's really cool. But now let's look what I could do. I could be mixing my presentation where I could be controlling it, or an operator could be controlling it, where you could easily mix between a camera 1, a camera 2, and another camera that's the PowerPoint presentation. Just great for corporate cooking show observation. Social media engagement, I love the thought of doing that. You know, that's where the Ptz Camera Control can really come in handy, Oliver, because you could pan wide, you can go in tight, maybe you have 2 people or some products you want to go across. That's really cool. The Chroma Key helps with that as well. And social media engagement, what you're going to find is when you look at what's going on with social media video, even something that's a TikTok video, people are starting to experiment with using their camera and camera angles and using different camera effects. Now, on some of these programs, they're all using their phones, which is cool for kind of making stuff where it is. But for doing live video, you really want to shoot live video with real cameras. You want to mix those cameras, and nothing can make a camera more engaging or a video more engaging than not just being a talking head, but being able to give you extra views, another view. So like when I turn to this camera for emphasis, you get that close up on me. Well, it makes it a little more engaging. You know, it's a little bit more where I'm talking directly to you. Then when I come back over here, I'm on the wider camera. And now if we go to this camera shot, it would be the shot that's just, the device that we're showing. So I'm just doing this as an example of why multi-camera can make your social media engagement so much stronger and have your viewers stick around so much longer. We've got people using the RGBlink minis for esports competitions to mix between multiple players. You know, what's great about the product, it does 60 frames per second, which is so critical. And you can stream in the H.265 codec, which means you can compress that video even further so you use less bandwidth, or you can get more quality over the same bandwidth. So it's a really great little mixer. And once again, we're talking about the RGB Mini at $299 or the Mini Plus at $499. Tremendous value, tremendous amount of performance in a very small package. Education and training is a big place where we think the RGB Mini family can really shine. I talked about this a little earlier, but let's say you are an educator and you've got your kids on Google Classroom or through Zoom. Every time you go to switch to your screen as the teacher, everyone else goes away. Well, now what I can do is I can use the RGBlink, and I can have my video coming in from my laptop. I can have my video coming in from the camera that's on me. It could be a document camera. So you know what? I'm ready to show that. Why don't I show it a little bit? So we're now going to roll the video that you're going to see now is the output of the RGBlink. So the picture that's in the bottom corner is from the TriCaster. What I have now behind me, as you can see, is me as the and now this is my presentation, so I want to just show you that I can go through it and change the different stuff to bring my presentation up. So I just want to give that as a great example, because now if I was on a Zoom, I can have this be what I'm showing my kids. But as you can see in the top, we still have people who are on the Zoom, so the kids are still there participating in the Zoom too. So I just think it's a great way to bring stuff together. And I want to get out of that, so I'm going to T-bar over this way. There we go. And we're good. And now I want to talk about another way. Let's go back to the presentation in the regular mode. You could also, of course, do Chroma Key if you're a teacher. So if you were going to do a presentation that was, let's say, on geography, you could be standing in front of a map that you could have superimposed behind you. If you were doing a presentation on math or something like that, you could have the math behind you, or whatever you wanted to do to make your educating stuff be more engaging. But I really wanted to point this out, especially what I'm seeing is a lot of schools that have gone to remote education, remote learning are now saying, you know, for next year, why don't we set up a few classrooms as like pilot classrooms where we'll do more of a hybrid instruction. We're going to pick a couple of teachers who really love doing this, who really take the technology, and we're going to set up in a room with a mixer, with a couple of Ptz cameras, a smart board, and their laptop, and let them take that whole remote hybrid education to the next level. And this is a very inexpensive unit that you can let the teacher operate that can instantly allow them to do the next level of remote instruction. So one of the things that I kind of touched on here is how we can bring the RGBlink into a remote conferencing like Zoom, Teams, Skype, or Google Meet. So one of the things that's super cool about this product is it has a USB output. That USB output can be brought into a laptop as a webcam. So now any conferencing software that uses it can see that. So why don't we do that once again and just bring up what we have going. And there's the Zoom and there's the camera. Now I'm going to go to the other camera. There we go. And it's just me. And now let's say I want to go to the presentation. There it is. And now I want to come back to the other camera. There it is of Oliver. So Oliver's coming at you from the Ptz camera. We're mixing 3 cameras here. I just wanted to give you guys a little flavor about how the RGBlink Mini can do all this. And remember, I'm doing a live show with a guy on a TriCast and I'm mixing all this. Obviously, if you were a teacher or a corporate video person or a house of worship, you can see how easy this really is to do because I'm doing it while giving you the presentation for the show. Now, maybe you want to go a little bit more advanced with your streaming, and maybe you want to use a product like Wirecast or vMix or OBS. Well, you can use RGBlink for that as well. You can bring in directly as a USB source your RGBlink into vMix, and now I can bring in 3 or 4 cameras without needing capture cards. I can just switch between my cameras through my RGBlink, but I can be getting my graphics and my special effects, anything else I want, through Wirecast, vMix, or OBS. And what's really cool is they actually have a plugin for OBS that works a little bit even tighter that I saw that we could play with that you can get through the Expose software. So we'll go into that a little bit later. But I just love the versatility of this product. I hope what you're trying to see is how if you're looking to go from a single camera or a camera and a webcam shoot where you're shooting with just one camera, maybe the camera that's in your laptop or your Chromebook, you want to take your podcast, your video cast, your live stream, your education, your house of worship to the next level. For $2.99 or $4.99, you can add an RGBlink, and now you've got a 4-channel, 4-camera, multi-camera solution that is giving you fantastic video quality, supports up to 60 frames per second, it just does a great job. So the RGBlink is an amazing, mighty, mini little product, the RGBlink Mini. Now, one of the products that we've had great success with here is the YoloBox. And the YoloBox is a great product, but it only is limited to 2 HDMI inputs. It's got a third input, which can be USB, but a lot of times people want to get more inputs into it. So if you have a YoloBox, what's a great way to add 4 inputs? You know what I'm going to say, the RGBlink Mini. The RGBlink Mini, you put the 4 inputs into the RGBlink, your 4 cameras into the RGBlink. Now you take the HDMI output of your RGBlink into your YoloBox, and now your YoloBox has 4 inputs through the link, plus its HDMI input, plus its USB input. I've now got 6 inputs into the YoloBox, and this can all be done in the field. It's small and compact. You can take it anywhere you want. So it's really cool how this product can integrate to make another product even better. But the next integration, this one's real. Before we get into that, I believe Adam and Oliver put together another video showing how you can integrate the YoloLiv, the YoloBox with the RGBlink. So let's roll that video, guys.
So now what I'm actually doing is taking 4 HDMI cameras. I don't have all 4 hooked up today, but I can take 4 cameras into the RGBlink Mini, take the output into the YoloBox for one of the outputs, use my other input on the YoloBox, and now I have up to 5 connections and my live streaming encoder, all in this tiny little area that you see right here in front of me that I can easily go back and forth to. I have an HDMI output. I also have a USB output. I can take the RGBlink Mini on its own, output the USB, and I can produce a multi-camera shot very easily. Now, I told you right now what we're doing is using it, feeding out into that YoloBox to give us more I/O capability. In this setup and configuration, I do not need a computer system. The YoloBox is acting as my streaming encoder. So this is where I would set up my stream to YouTube, Facebook, or any other CDN.
All right. Now I want to talk about an integration with the RGBlink and one of my favorite products that we've done multiple shows on, that's the LiveU Solo. What we have done is the LiveU Solo is a cellular bonded technology that lets you bring your bandwidth wherever you need to go. The LiveU Solo has an HDMI input, or they have the SDI version, which is SDI and HDMI, but it's a single input device mainly meant for on-camera use. Well, let's say you want to be out in the field and you want to be able to do a 2, 3, or 4 camera shoot. You can have the HDMI output of the RGBlink going into the LiveU Solo, and now your bandwidth is there. You could be in a field wherever you need to go. So right now, Oliver's going to show you the portal. This is the LiveU Solo portal, which is now looking at this device. This is the LiveU portal behind us. This is this product, and now what we're going to do is you're also going to bring up your website, correct? Now, this is, Oliver, what's up here now? This is the actual...
This is the stream from the Solo. Now, you notice there's some latency.
Right.
But it's taking that feed from the Solo, and since you just switched it, we'll get that camera angle on this feed, which is streaming to a private YouTube channel.
All right, so, well, folks, I'm just gonna show you that right now what we're explaining is we're taking the LiveU Solo, the output of the RGBlink Mini is going right into the Solo, and now I'm doing 4 camera switching remotely in the field wherever I am. Fantastic bundle. I want to go into some other bundles we have, so let's bring it back to me in the presentation now. And this is the Ptz Controller. We have tested the Ptz Controller with the Ptz Optics cameras. We've also tested it with the P100, my favorite little bird dog guy that's over there. These are great bundles, folks. I mean, look at this. We're talking about the $299 RGBlink combined with a Ptz camera for under $2,000. And you've got a system that now gives you a Ptz camera, Ptz Camera Control, and multi-camera switching to bring in your other cameras from. Even better, you can mix and match these cameras. So I could have a 12x and a 20x Ptz camera from Ptz Optics. I can have my buddy, the P100 in there, and I can be mixing between all of them. Now, we've done shows before where I did the Ptz Camera Control, so I'm not going to get into that right now. It's very cool. I like doing it. What's very nice about it is it's not a substitute for a full-fledged controller with a joystick, but for just setting up your multiple shots, if you want to use your cameras for 2 or 3 shots in the field, and maybe someone moves the lighting change a little bit, it's great, and it gives you great control, and you can get up to 4 units, and you can control the pan, tilt, and zoom with the controllers on it, so it makes a great bundle. So why am I telling you about that, folks? Because I want to go back to the overhead camera for a second. You can get a bundle that's got an RGBlink Mini. You can get a bundle that's got a Ptz camera as well. You can get a bundle that's got the LiveU Solo as well. We can help you put these bundles together, put whatever products you need to get it going, and that's one of the things that I think separates video guys from a lot of other places. You can call us at 800-323-2325 and you can ask us about these products and how they work. And what's really cool about it is Adam and Oliver have really become experts on all the products I've talked about in this show because they've been doing not only product spotlights on these products, but they're the ones who are making the workflows work so that I can mess up the demos that I'm supposed to be doing during the show. So you can call us, you can email us, you can chat us and talk to people who use this equipment all the time. You can combine all this stuff and have a completely affordable, on-the-go, run-and-gun, multi-camera live streaming solution. Because I want to remind you also, if I take the RGBlink out into LiveU Solo, I can stream. I could also bring it into my laptop. I can stream in my laptop, either through Zoom or through Wirecast or directly to Facebook or to YouTube. Ptz Camera Control, it's just a wonderful thing. And I just love how all these products can work together. So if you own a LiveU Solo and you're looking to add multi-camera, what a great way to go, the RGBlink. If you own a Ptz camera and you're looking to add another Ptz camera, you want a basic mixer, RGBlink Mini. Hey, let's say that you want all this stuff to work together. We can do that for you too. It's really phenomenal how these products intertwine and work. And I didn't want to show the Ptz Camera Control and mess it up, but I think we got a video of Adam doing it.
And I am going to show you how to set up the RGBlink Mini Plus live streaming switcher to control the Ptz Optics 20X SDI Ptz camera. The first thing you will need to know is your camera's default IP address. You can always find this by consulting your camera's user manual. Use a standard Ethernet cable to connect your camera's LAN port to that in the Mini Plus. Next, plug in your camera via HDMI into the RGBlink Mini Plus. We've noticed it's easier to turn on the Ptz camera first, then the Mini Plus, instead of the other way around. Once everything is turned on, press the M button on the Mini Plus. Scroll to the IP settings and change the IP address to one that's on the same network sequence as your Ptz camera. You may need to reboot your Mini Plus in order to make sure that the IP address has taken. Now you press the S button 4 times to reach your Ptz settings. This is where you can select which camera you are controlling. Scroll down to IP settings, select the camera you wish to control, and enter its default IP address. Once that is completed, scroll up to Enable and make sure you set the camera to On. Make sure this is the camera you want to use, and select Control. Now you can control your Ptz camera. If you wish to zoom, just press the left knob, and you can now zoom in and out.
I wanted to talk about a new feature that's come out, and this is a beta software. I'm not telling people that it's a feature with the product. We don't tell people that it's not even on the Play Store, but for Android users, they've come up with an app that lets your Android become the streaming output from your RGBlink Mini. So your Mini can actually stream using your phone. It's an app that if you own an RGBlink, you're welcome to download and try the app through a link that they paste on their own page and on social media. But once again, I want to caution everyone, this is not even Play Store approved yet. It's really an early beta, but I'm really excited about the thought of, being able to just use your phone to stream with an RGBlink. That lets you get more from anywhere as you can be. However, there is no substitute for cellular bonding if you're really going to promise customers and clients that you're going to deliver the best possible video quality you can, because with cellular bonding in the LiveU Solo, your bandwidth is guaranteed because you bring it with you wherever you go. All right, so once again, RGBlink Mini and Mini Plus, $299 for the Mini, $499 for the Mini Plus. Perfect for when you need more at an affordable price. Love these products. Kudos to the folks at RGBlink for really coming up with a very affordable, reliable, and powerful little mini mixer. 4 HDMI inputs, 1 HDMI output, plus a USB output. Phenomenal little products. If you have any questions about them, give us a call. And now I'm going to go into my normal spiel, which is, watch us on Facebook. Watch us on YouTube. We are on Instagram now. Like us, love us, share our videos. Anything you can do to help spread the love, we appreciate it. Any questions you have about the RGBlink Mini or Mini Plus, give us a call. 800-323-2325. We're here to answer your questions. And these products are a great example of what my motto is for this year. And that is, in 2020, we made live streaming work. In 2021, we make live streaming easier, we make it look better, we make it work better, and there's no better example of that than my little buddy right here, the RGBlink Mini. So folks, thank you for watching the show today. This is Gary from Video Guys. Peace.
Thank you for joining us for this week's Video Guys live webinar. Video Guys goes live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time to YouTube and Facebook. Join us next week for a webinar about some exciting roll-in switchers and mixers. We're also producing an upcoming show for some great new tech live streaming bundles. Video Guys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.